Welcome to part 3 of my complete coloring book collection and finished pages. If you're just joining us, I do recommend that you go back to part 1 and at least listen to the first 10 minutes for an introduction to what it is exactly that you're seeing here. So, let's get on with part 3. In part 2, we did 74 books, which brings the total up to 98. Today we're going to be starting with this series. It's the I Heart coloring series. And I have a handful of the books. There are many. There's over 20. If you go to Amazon UK, you will find them all. So this is my favorite one, I Heart Cute Coloring, and it is by, they're all by different people. This one's by Jess Bradley and adapted material from Shutterstock. So this is really cute. I like it. It's double-sided. Some of the books in this series are single-sided and some are double-sided. There seems to be no rhyme or reason to that. So the ones I did were these two right here, and I love them. I used my Tombows for both of those. Next is I Heart Unicorns. This one is single-sided and it is by Jessie Eckel. And these are cute unicorn pictures. There's some patterns, some single images, and a few black pages in amongst the white ones. And I did this one here, a pattern in glitter gel pen. And the good thing about the size of this book is that a pattern isn't going to take very long to do. I didn't feel it needed a background. Next I have I Heart Coloring Flowers. This one is double-sided and is by Lizzie Preston and Jane Ryder Gray. So this is an assortment of flower pictures, patterns, single flowers that are labeled, and yeah, basically the two. Oh, there's a few mandalas in here too. And I did this one, which actually was a weird one because I don't know what this has to do with flowers. I was figuring maybe these were flower buds, but yeah. So I just colored it in with Crayola Super Tips, and then I collaged a magazine image on it just to give it a little bit of spice. The next book is I Heart Coloring Cats, and this one is, yeah, this one's single-sided and is by Erica Salcido, Lizzie Preston, and Valeria Valenza. So a lot of these are Lizzie Preston is involved with. Now these are single-sided images of cats, and there are complete pictures like that. There are single images, and there are some patterns. It's a bit of Zen doodling in here, but not a lot. I like that one. And that's what I did. I did a Zen doodle cat in here. That was March of last year. This is the first book in the series, I Heart Coloring. And this one is by Felicity French with adapted material from Shutterstock. And this is the page that I did. The first page. And obviously that's done with glitter gel pens. Oh, they're all glitter except for the navy. The navy is just a normal gel pen, and these are double-sided, and they just really have random pictures. Well, I was going to say mostly nature, but no. It's just random pictures and designs and a little bit of everything. And then the last book I have in the series is an oddity because it is double the size of the other ones, and nowhere in the listing on Amazon or on the book, does it tell you that you're going to get a book that's different in size. So I have no idea if other books in the series are this size or if this was just an odd one out. These are single-sided, and the pictures are by Jessie Eckel. So the pictures in here, because they're larger, look more childlike, but they're definitely cute. I got it, well, I didn't know it was going to be big, but I got it because narwhals are my favorite of all these cute little animals that go around. So I just did a single narwhal page. There we go. I used alcohol markers and then a bunch of my metallic and glitter markers. Not gel pens, but markers. That was back in February. Okay, so now on to some books. This is the only Jasmine Beckett Griffith book I have, and if you know me, you know I would get the Halloween one first. I received this recently. I haven't colored anything in it yet, but I'm certainly looking forward to that. And then this one is Lady Mechanica, and it's by Joe Benitez. Yeah, Benitez. By Joe Benitez. Now, I read this comic, or at least I did, and as I was reading the comic books, this came out. And I bought it when it was new, which is in 2016. So I did this with ink tints and alcoholic markers. Looks like some metallic gel pen. And this one is completely ink tints with some gold metallic, and the background is watercolor ink, maybe? Not sure. I did those a long time ago and they're not dated. So that's some of my earlier work. Then I have one of Nikki Burnett's book. This is Spellbinding Images Beginner's Edition Volume 1. It's grayscale. And I've done this one. I did this at the beginning of the year. This was my first time in doing something that's not Jade Summer in grayscale. So some of these are a little daunting to me. They're not as daunting as they were because I have worked in the Coloring Heaven book that came out recently in grayscale. Now that was scary, grayscale. Okay, so next I have for you a magazine that was out for a little while. I believe I have every edition except for the last addition to the series. So this was the first one, and it was put out by Somerset Studio, who a lot of you are familiar with, and this is called The Coloring Studio. Now, it's made with cardstock pages, and they're basically single-sided for coloring because all the coloring pages are on the right and all the articles are on the left, so in advertising. So you can just color your picture and you're going to be covering up the article or the ad. So it's a good thing to go through and read the magazine first and then go ahead and use it as a coloring book. So you get a wide assortment of pictures in here by illustrators who were popular in the day. And this is, I believe, 2016 is when it came out. Now, when I was doing my coloring a page in every book, I did all these magazines. So I did this one, which is some gel pen, some glitter gel pen, and I think those are Bics, all the blues that come with the Bic intensities. So I like that one. And then the next one is Summer 2016, The Coloring Studio. Again, these are all the same with the various pictures by illustrators who were popular in the day, and I have done one. This one, there's a couple of Joanna Basford pictures in here because she was a featured artist, and there's, oh, they've got a bit of shadow on our picture here. I wonder if I can fix it with my lighting. Yeah, that's a bit better. So there's a couple of her pictures in here shrunk down to fit into the format. Did this one with fine liners, and I bled through in a few places where I stopped and held my pen. You can tell that I fell asleep while I was coloring this. If you've watched my other videos, you know that I have a problem of falling asleep when I'm doing stuff. So this one is Volume Autumn 2016. And if you would like to have a flip through of any books that I show you today, just leave a comment down below. Some of them are I already have flips of these. I think I've done flips of this series, I'm not sure. But yeah, I have a playlist called Flips of Books and Magazines. You can see what I've got in there. I know I did one. Where is it? What should be the first? Oh, probably. It's the second picture, third, because they have pictures to illustrate inside the front and back cover too, so they're not wasting any space. So yeah, I did this really amazing picture of glasses. This is by Beth Briggs. I used my gel pens, glitter and metallic on that. This one is the last one that I have, and it's volume Winter of 2017. And in this one I did these are actually great for doing mixed media. Did this one in alcohol markers, and this is by Jan Pellizer. Then we come to Joanna Basford books, and I have them all of her coloring books. So first we come to World of Flowers, and there's a very sad story with this one. Is that there is a ruined page in here, but I think I did something else besides my ruined page. So yeah, here we go. This was the first thing I did in here. It's not my best work by far, but it's done with water-based markers, and I fell asleep during this one. I know what I did. When I fell asleep, I made that mark right there, and so I added another one so that it didn't look like it was a mistake. And then when we come to the terrifying page, this. First of all, we'll start here. These flowers actually go straight across the page, and I colored them all in using probably my Prismacolors. And I loved it. It looked so great, but it was just a little bit bare, so I thought I would do a background, which was a big mistake. Should have just left it as it was. And I cannot remember what I did now, but it turned into a horrible, horrible mess that just destroyed the page. And so in mixed media, if we make a mistake, we just cover up the whole page with gesso. So white wouldn't have covered it in here, so I used black. And then I used a stencil that I had never used before to put on top of it, and I hated that. So I think I'm going to X-Acto out this book. Even though it has a picture that I like on the back, I really, really hate looking at this page. But I don't know, now that this is the first time I've touched this book since I did this, which was November of 19. It doesn't hurt so bad. Maybe I'll just keep it the way it is. and color the next page, because the next page isn't ruined at all. Just has a couple of splotches of black paint up there, and I don't mind that at all. Wish this was on the back. Not into succulents. Darn. Anyways, that's World of Flowers. Then I have Enchanted Forest. Oh, just hang on a sec, guys. So I have Enchanted Forest. Its dust jacket is off because when I color in a book, I take the dust jackets off and then I put them on the shelves together like that. Dust jacket will go back on at some point in time, perhaps when I'm done the book or never. But I don't like working in them with the dust jackets on. So I've done one picture in here. And that's this one. It's not the greatest. I used Posca paint pen on there. I used water-based markers. This is metallic paint, and this is soft pastel in the background. But yeah, not too thrilled with that, but there you go. That's all I have done in that one. Next is Lost Ocean, in which I do not have one done. No matter how many times I look through this book, I cannot find a picture that I've done. And I could have sworn that I had done one, but I can't find one that I've done, so obviously I need to do one in there. So I'm going to keep it out because I'd like to keep my Joanna Basford books as being colored in, having been started. So the next is the Ivy and Inky Butterfly, and I did, well, it's closer to the front, so no, probably isn't, because it didn't fold that down. Oh, here it is. It's turning to it. So I did this one. I pretty much always do my mushrooms red with orange spots, sometimes the other way around. I used some black to make a little bit of difference on those, and I did the back with pastel, soft pastel. Next is Secret Garden, and all of these Joanna Basford books I bought last year. I did not have any before then. I'm not one of those people who started out with Joanna Basford. I only just came to her recently. So that's why I don't have a zillion pictures done in here. So I did this one. Did it with very fine liners and a magnifying glass, and I really like how it turned out. A couple of bleed throughs on the back, but that's a page that'll get filled up, so not a problem. I think that's my favorite one. Oh no, it isn't. I think the one that has a lot of insects in it, that's the one I like the most. So here's Magical Jungle, and again, same story with this. There's only one done in here. Oh, there it is. Pretty boring picture. So yeah, I must have bought these last summer. This one was done in August of 2019. Again, this is fine liners. And that's the end of my Joanna Basford books. And now we're going to move on to Fabiana Attanasio. And I'll just quickly flip through these two because everybody has seen them. And I've done one picture in all of them, pretty much. So I did this one, and I used Crayola Super Tips, glitter, and watercolor pencil that I was teaching myself how to color. This is her falling down the hole. Oh no, it isn't. It's her shrinking. so I don't know which way it goes. Then we have Peter Pan. And I did this one here. It's all Zendoodly. The black figures were there already, painted the back with acrylic paint. Then we have The Adventures of Pinocchio. I think this is the one I may have done 2 in. Yeah, it is. So I did this page here with glitter markers and black acrylic for the cricket inside, and I also did the opening pages right here. I believe this is the first one I ever got. It's not date stamped. So this was done with glitter pens, and then this is a metallic marker that I did all that with. Now, all of these books come with a poster, and I am actually working on the poster for this book, so I will show that to you now. I just have to get up. I have to stand up to show you this. Now, it's very huge. I think it's 3 feet by 2 feet this way, 3 feet and 2 feet this way. And this is the quarter that I'm working on, and as I work on the parts, if they fold over, if there's some of it on the other part, I do that too. So on this side I've done the rest of the house and the rest of the cement. This is kind of like a marketplace with stone, I presume that is. And then on this one there's the cat, his feet went over onto this side, so I did that. The grass continued on, and I've done the whole stone pavement on the whole map. So this quarter only has that done. So I forgot to work on this last month, so I'm going to show this when I do this month's finished, even though I haven't done anything on it. And I will tell you what my assignment is, because I like to give myself assignments to work on this, then I know what to do during the month. So the next book that I have is Snow White, and oh, I guess I can sit down again. Okay, so for Snow White, I have this page right here. I did this with, I think it was my Koh-i-Noor watercolor pencils, and yeah, I like how the hairs turned out. I especially liked how his hair turned out. I haven't worked with my watercolor, oh, just a minute. I haven't worked with my watercolor pencils for a while, and I should get back to that because I was just starting to get the hang of them. I've done quite a bit of watercoloring with my mixed media, but I used to do the wet on wet technique, and you can't do that in a coloring book or else your paper is going to like dissolve. So it's a new learning experience. If you know how to watercolor like with pans, it's going to take some experience learning how to work with the pencils. So this was probably the very first thing I did with my watercolor pencils, because I did this and it just turned out horrible. So I went back to using, I think I used pans on the sky here and down here. But yeah, it's not a very good page. Next one is Hansel and Gretel. Some of these books that I have are the Italian edition. I think we've gone through all the English edition books I have, because these books that are in Italian, they're the original editions, and they're the only ones that are available now. They're not being printed in foreign languages anymore. I did this page, and I used Black Widows. I can tell because these are my favorite greens. I think the greens and the Black Widows are wicked. So yeah, that page. And then this is a Cinderella in Italian. And I've done one page in here, which I think was at the beginning. Oh yeah, I did this one. This one turned out nicely. I used, I believe these are Prisma colors, yeah. And a little bit of, that is Crayola's glitter marker, which are pretty wicked too. Then we've got the Jungle Book in Italian, and I have, oh, I think I did the thing here. Yeah, I started this as a what do you call it? Buddy color with I've actually forgotten who. And I don't think they finished their page, but I did. I did this with the watercolor pencils, except for the skin, which I used a Crayola super tip. I put it onto plastic and sprayed some water and a water painted it. That's what I do for skin when I'm using water-based markers. And then next is Beauty and the Beast in Italian, and I did a double spread. Oh no, I just did this one. So this is done with acrylic paint, watercolor pencils, and acrylic. Oh yeah, acrylic paint for her muff there and the background. This part right here was already black. And it looked real, I have to say it looked strange. So I added the black to the background. And these little white dots, there was two, I don't know. I could count how many there were, but there weren't very many and it didn't look right. So I added some more myself. So that's the end of Fabiana. Now we move on to, this is the Flower Fairies Alphabet Coloring Book, which has reproductions of Cicely Mary O'Barker's original Flower Fairies in it, and it's an alphabet book. They've been adapted, obviously turned into line art, and this is the one I did, and I did this 100% in, no, not 100%. I did the picture in Prismas, and I did the back in watercolor pencil, and that turned out a nice background there. Really nice. And then I did stickles on her wings. Okay, so next up, this is a new book. It's the Nice Little Town ABC Village. And I haven't done anything in here because it's new. Then we have a color by number book. This is the Missing Brain Games book from when I showed them to you in one of the other parts. This is the pink book because of the pink here. And I have finished this one, so I will give you a quick flip because this book does have its own video out there. So yeah, this is color by number. You remember, this is a nice book, and so are the other two. It's just a shame that there are only 3 books. Up to, that was the first one. So that's a lot of fun, this book. Now we're coming into Camellia Angel Covas. I just need to stop for a break. I mean, I have to stop for a drink. I'm not going anywhere. So this is 50 Autumn Mandalas. I'm not 100% in love with these picture mandalas. I mean, you know, this part right on the edges can be called a mandala. Otherwise, it's just a picture in the circle. I have them all except for the winter one. I just couldn't be bothered to buy the winter one. I do buy most of her books, though. I support her. I really like her. I've done this one, and I know I did another one in here, but I can't find it. Sure, it was a bat. No, that must be the only one I've done. Then we have 50 Summertime Mandalas. And I always start at the back with these. It's one of them that has a picture done in the middle. I think it's spring. We did this one. I really like that. The colors. I should get those colors out again and do something with them. Then this one, which isn't even a mandala, it's just a picture of flowers. And I did the dreaded not putting a blotter page down, so I'm going to have to be using some dark colors to cover that up on that one. Then we have 100 Beautiful Mandalas, which I was going to say I hadn't started, but I have. I've done a few in here. So mandalas is one of my favorite things. Besides Camellia Angel Cova, all my mandala books are in the same section. So these are all done with alcohol markers, except for this one was water-based markers. And there you go. Then we have 50 Snowflakes to color, and I was when I saw this one come out, I was like, I don't think I like to color snowflakes, but I like camellias because I had a lot of fun with this. So this one included a gold glitter gel pen. I very rarely put gel pens into my mandalas, though I should. I'd like to. I just never remember. That was a blue day. That's what I've done in there. Then we have 50 romantic mandalas and heart designs. And I was a little disappointed when I got this and found out that it was basically a picture mandala book, like the Seasons ones. So I did that one. And I did that one. Then we have Celtic inspired mandalas, and this one is tough. I had a really hard time following the lines. So I ended up tearing out the first page because I made such a mess of it. I did make a mess of this one too because I fell asleep a few times while I was coloring it, making actual holes in the page. And it's done in water-based marker, and it's pretty messy because I find it really hard to follow those especially up here, like it's this and over here and right there. Oh, and I believe, yeah, that's it. I gave up after I did those two. Got to get back into this so I can get more comfortable doing those because I love Celtic art. Okay, up next is Jade Summer. And I have not worked in most of these. Okay, let's just put this back for a second because I found the other mandala book, and I might as well show it to you now. Hopefully I can remember and not show it to you twice. This is in my finished pictures book, so I'll try not to. Oh well, I'll show it to you anyway, so I don't have to like show it again. So, what was that one done? How did that one get done? Okay, anyways, we'll start from the beginning. I've done quite a few in here. So this is what I've done in April. This one, and that one was done a long time ago. And where's the last one? That one. Done on there. Now hopefully I remember that it's on my finished pages and I don't show it again. Oh, just a minute, guys. I gotta get straight on this chair. It's hurting. Okay, so this is Fairies. This is brand new to me. I haven't done anything in it. This is Tattoos, which is also brand new, and I haven't worked in it. Mermaids is not exactly brand new, but I got a couple months ago, and I haven't done anything in it yet. And I haven't done anything in this one either. I got it at the same time as Mermaids. Then I have the Fantasy Collection book here, and I don't know what I'm going to do with this because they have grayscaled the mermaids, they've grayscaled the fairy, and they've grayscaled the vampire. I just showed them to you. Dragon is in here, and it's too intricate to be grayscaled, so I haven't done any in it. But yeah, so this is a huge book to keep for just dragon. I think that what I'll do is just take the dragon pages out. This is the old greatest hits, not the one that came out recently. This one came out in 2017. And it's just, I haven't done anything in it, and it's just 2 pages from each of some of their magazines. I have Fantasy Kids. I've done one out of here. I like this one. This is one, I have to do this one soon. That's my favorite. I did, there's the one. There it is. I did this one. This was a buddy color with my sister. I would have put some stickles on this, but this was before I bought them. So yeah, not that great, but whatever. I have Kawaii Grayscale. I have Intricate Mandalas, 100. Or no, maybe that's just a 50. And then I have the other Fantasy Collection book, and they have grayscaled Unicorn, they've grayscaled Cute Fairies, they have not grayscaled these two. This is their other mermaid book, and this is Cute Witches. Now I've done some of Cute Witches. I think I did 2 or 3. I did that one. These were done last. Now, I don't know if they will grayscale this one because it's more sketchy. I hope they do. A lot of people were asking for it last Christmas, like a ton of people, so maybe. That's mermaids. I know I did another witch. Is that her cauldron? Okay. I can't find it. I was sure I did another one, but maybe not. Oh, just a minute. I want to take a look at the mermaid and see if it's grayscaleable. Here we are. This is the other mermaid book. Oh yeah. I hope they grayscale this. Then I have flower mandalas. I have Nightmare, a horror coloring book. Then I have Magical Patterns, 100. This was gifted to me by the lovely Shelley at the Stitching Colorist. Should get this one out. I've done a fair bit in it. "100 Animals," I've only done 2 in. There's this one, which has some liquid pearls on it that got stuck to this page, and now they're all like flat and weird. They're like beads. And this is the first page. That's all I've done in here. Chibi Girls Horror, I haven't done anything in here because I keep expecting them to grayscale it, and I don't know why they won't. Then I have Cute Fairies, and I did a buddy color with my sister in here. This is done in alcohol markers with some white gel pen and stickles on her wings. Haunted House, I did 1 in here. I think it's at the beginning. Yeah, this one here. This was a buddy color with Tracy Colors. "100 Amazing Patterns." Cute Animals 2. I don't have number 1. I got this one because it has 2, well, you know how they all have double pages? Well, in this one, they've put the 2 pages together instead of one set at the back because, first of all, they give you a simple picture to color, and then they give you a detailed picture to color that has a completely detailed background. Now, there's not that much of a change in that one, but some of them are huge differences. There's the puppy with the background, and there's the puppy without it. So that's the reason I got that one. And finally, I have Light and Dark Fantasy. Then some Julia Rivers books, which I have not worked in. I have The Dark Side of Fairy Tales. This is by Trixia Hannah A. Ocampo. What a name. Then we have the Serene Little Village series. And this is Peaceful Village of Dreams by Forrest Diver. And we have Magical Fairy Village, which I think is by Forrest Diver as well. The Tiny Fairies of the Flower Meadow. These are all Julia Rivers books. The Wondrous Life Behind the Garden Walls. And this is a French edition. I have not been able to find it in English. I've only been able to find it in foreign languages. Its French title is Danseur des Quatre Coins du Monde, which in English means Dancers from the Four Corners of the World. And this is really neat. It is Zen-doodled dancers. How cool is that, eh? So I've done one of them. To me, these are like doing mandalas. You just pick, for me, I pick out 5 colors and off I go. But I have to put skin tone on those. Another one that I can't find in English, and Tracy Colors found it for me. Thank you, Tracy. I picked it up as soon as I saw your note about it. This is the German edition of, I believe the English title is Doodle Adventures in Fairy Tale Land. And it is by Ronnie C. Pios. This is quite new, so I haven't done anything in that one. Okay, next up is a series of books which I only have a few of, and I wish I had more of them. And they're all out of print, so I don't know if I'll ever get any more. The series is called Just Add Color, and there is another series called that. This is by Rockport. That will help you distinguish this from the other series. The illustrator is Jen Ski. It's 2 names. So when I got my glitter Posca pens, I did this. I think I skipped one. Yeah, this one I was using some metallic stuff and it was a mess. It was a long time ago. 2017, these ones. So this is some of my old coloring. This was when I got my Touch New markers and I tried them out on there. I think this was becoming my Try It Out book at the time. But no, I'd like to work in there properly. And I don't believe I've worked in any of the others. I have Arboretum, and this is by Lisa Congdon. Botanicals is also by Lisa Congdon. And the next 2 I absolutely love. There's Carnival by Sarah Walsh. And I absolutely love anything that has to do with carnivals, fairs, the circus, especially sideshow freaks. So that one, and then the circus, she also has one that's the Day of the Dead, which I don't have. And I'm not into Day of the Dead stuff, but since she illustrates it, I think I kind of would like it. Okay, so the last 2 books are Folk Art, and this is by Lisa Congdon. And then we have Mid-Century Modern Animals by Jen Ski. Alright, so that puts us... Where the heck? I thought we had... Well, I have a couple of Coloring Heaven magazines here. I think we'll do these, and tomorrow, because it's still on the shelf, so I can't get it now. Not tomorrow, but in part 4 we'll start with the rest of my Coloring Heaven magazines. So some of these I ordered off of the site, and some of them I got off of from a subscription. I'm now subscribed, and I used to buy them from the bookstore, but I got tired of Canada being 2 months behind with issues. So I did get this one off of the bookstore because it had gone out of print so fast. Dark Fantasy Special by Enes Guerrero. Hannah Carlzon's Dreamtime. Fabiana Trere, World of Princesses. And Nouveau Fantasy by Herb Leonard. I ordered these 3 all together last month, I think, so I haven't done anything in it. And I got another dark one when I got this one, so I ended up working in it instead. So there we go. That's where we're going to stop. We've made just over 45 minutes, I believe, because I did stop once, but you guys don't need to know about that. So if anything here strikes your fancy, you can use my link down below to get to Amazon, where you can search for the books. Sorry, I can't put links for all the books. It's just, it would be an enormous task and not worth the 5 cents I might make from it. And then if you need flip-throughs of anything, just ask. I do have flips of a lot of stuff already, so you can go to my playlist. That's book and magazine flip-throughs. If you want to see a picture colored in one of the magazines, one of the magazines or books, just let me know and I'll color one for you, maybe in a color and chat. And if you'd like to see me use one of my supplies that I have in one of these books, you know, just anything. If you want, ask, and I will try and either answer your question or do what you've asked me to do. So, in the meantime, guys, stay safe and stay healthy. Bye-bye.